The AMC, this was the last thing I developed, stands for attitude, motivation, and commitment. And anything that I do, anything I look at, any decision that I have to make, I first of all check my attitude. Is my attitude towards it good? Second thing you check is, are you motivated to do it? You know, do you develop a passion for it? Are you really motivated to make something happen, to make it work? This is to do with relationships or a trip, a family trip or whatever, or a business goal. The last C stands for commitment. You know, if you make a goal, you sit there and your attitude's right, your motivation's right, well then your commitment's got to be right. And you got to make sure that you do have 100% commitment. If you can have those three things in order, usually, you know, you're going to be very successful and very happy with whatever you do, and you'll put up with all the hardships that come along the way because you feel good about it. The setting goals is real simple. It's very important, I think, for everybody to set goals, no matter what you do, whether it's going to be a goal to become a skier or a guitar player or a business person. So that's critically important to set goals. And the part have goals that rumba means that they have to be, the R stands for realistic, understandable, meaningful, believable, and agreed upon. The agreed upon part is there's no use, a lot of times we set goals, but we just tell ourselves about the goals, or we write them down in pencil in the back of a book so that we don't have to, we get nobody to account for them, you know, except ourselves, and it's too easy to change that. So I always like to say they got to be agreed upon with somebody else. If it's a husband and wife, maybe you sit down, the two of you, and you agree upon your goals, what you're going to do, so that if you start falling off track or failing, that you've got somebody to account with. If it's a sales manager and a salesperson, then it's good for the salesperson to sit down with his sales manager or her sales manager and agree upon it. But just primarily to have a commitment with more than just yourself, because it helps you keep on track.
I know you're also quoted as saying of Nelson Skalbania, and you said that when the opportunity came to join Nelson in a public company, I thought, boy, what a chance to play. Is that your approach to work?
That's exactly my approach to work, and that was exactly, the quotation is exactly 100% correct. Yeah, and we did play. Mm-hmm. You know, I probably learned some of the lessons of my life with Nelson. I mean, stuff that I will carry with me for the rest of my life. And sometimes you have to have, you know, some of them bad, some of them were good. But I sure learned some things that I won't do again, and I also learned some rules that going into business now that were invaluable to me in those years with Nelson.
The old adage, health, wealth, and happiness. Mm-hmm. Health we talked about earlier, and you're incredibly physical. I'm surprised you run the New York Marathon. Mm-hmm. How long did that take for training? What kind of
well, you're always in marathon training when you run. You know, if you maintain, if you maintain 3-4 miles a day, 5 miles a day, you're kind of in marathon shape. You buzz up your training 3 months before, mm-hmm. but you can maintain marathon conditioning all the time, just by, you know, running on a consistent program. Mm-hmm. But you said health, wealth, and happiness. I want to make a comment about wealth because you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, if you have money, you can do anything. A lot of that is true. I might add, what money is freedom. It mm-hmm. gives you freedom to make choices. One of my friends the other day was saying something about if you have a canoe or a powerboat, when you have the canoe, you can look at the powerboat. When you have the powerboat, you could have both of them, the canoe and the powerboat. So you do have, what I find, what I've always wanted and why I strive to achieve, I think, financial success, is to give me those freedoms so that I can travel. I love to travel, and my toys. You know, I'm a car nut, and I like toys. So that's what I found with the wealth. So it can go, you know, health, wealth, and happiness, because if you're healthy, you can enjoy the traveling and the, you know, if you don't look after yourself, you know, you see so many people traveling and they're crotchety and, you know, they can't get around properly, they can't run, they puff going upstairs and all that kind of. And I'm talking about old people, I'm talking about, like, you know, young people, 40s and their 50s. So it's critical to keep healthy, to be able to enjoy the freedoms that you can get from a life's work.